So, you have a CB7 and you want to go low. In fact, you want to go so freaking low that you don't even know if you're going to be able to drive it. But there's only one problem. You get some coilovers, you max them out, and you set the car on the ground, and then you realize the oil pan is literally the lowest point on the underside of this car. So what do? Well, there's only one option. You got to raise your motor. But how do you do that on a CB7? Well, today I'm going to show you everything you need to know. All right, first thing you're going to want to do is go on Instagram and type in Lay It Customs, and go ahead and give that guy a follow, because he absolutely hooked me up with this beautiful motor raise kit for the CB7. Now this kit raises your motor 1.5 inches exactly. These 4 bolts here are for the rear mount, this is for the passenger motor mount, and this is for the driver's. So once again guys, Lay It Customs on Instagram, or you can go to
layitcustoms.com
and check out his products. He's got some motor lift kits for Civics, for other year Accords, I believe, so all kinds of stuff. Just go check out his website. He does amazing work, and he sent me a second motor lift kit to review on the channel and show you guys how it works. So if you have a CB7 and you want to go low as frick, but you don't want to bust your engine or transmission, you need this kit, okay? You need this kit. This is going to absolutely save you. I can pulling out of here on gravel and hitting that asphalt at the end of the road. If my motor wasn't raised, I'd be done for. I mean, people were making comments saying there's no way he didn't bust his oil pan, you know, he's gonna break the car after a few more drives. No. With this kit, guys, the lowest point on the car is no longer the oil pan, it's the front subframe. So you're saving your motor and your transmission by using this. And yeah guys, this is what it would look like with your motor lift kit installed. So you've got your passenger side right here. Got your driver's side. And you've got your rear mount. This bolts into the existing bracket with the supplied nuts and bolts. And then you'll take your stock bolt for your motor mount and you'll run that through here. You do pretty much the same thing here on this side with the driver's side. However, we can't actually go straight up and down with the holes here because the factory bracket is in the way. So what you're gonna wanna do is cut a line from about right here all the way across the back and then across the other side, just on top of the welded nut here. So keep that in mind guys. If you get this kit, you will have to do a bit of fabrication to this driver's side only. As for the rear mount, guys, this thing is pretty much self-explanatory. Got your bolts here and your spacers that are supplied with the kit. And so you put your mount on top of the spacers and you just bolt that sucker in. And that is how you raise the motor on your CB7, 1.5 inches. You can install it with the motor in the car. I mean, that's what I did actually. I just stuck a jack under the engine. I relieved some of the pressure off the engine, unbolted the left and rear bolts, and then I just kind of jacked it up and... Oh yeah, I am.
So what's going on here? What are we doing, Ben?
Yes, the overall goal is to make this motor sit 1.5 inches higher.
I'm like, you're gonna fix all this like stuff, right? He's like,
Let's just start cutting pieces out of the car.
yes, there's no front.
Ingenious.
Yay!
It was a process, I'm not gonna lie. But if you can strap a hoist to it and lift the engine up a few inches, it makes it much easier to get these mounts installed, especially the rear mount. Now here's what the kit looks like installed on my car. Got the passenger side mount right here. It's kind of hard to see with the ABS lines in the way. I'm sorry. They will be removed eventually. This is the driver's side. It's definitely not pretty. So you can see my front mount is completely disconnected. The car runs fine. It doesn't even shake at all when I start it, which I was really surprised by. But if we get back here, you can literally barely see the bottom bolts right here with the spacers. It's just, I can't really show you that very well, you know, there's just too much stuff down here. And if we look underneath the car, you can see how much clearance I have. Look at that. You can't even see the oil pan. This is the lowest point on the car up front. And you can see, guys, my motor is nowhere near the ground. Absolutely beautiful. This kit works really well. You've seen my other videos of me driving in and out of this driveway, going over train tracks and stuff. My motor has never been touched. When you raise your motor like that, guys, you have so much more peace of mind when you're driving, because you know you're not going to bust anything up. Like, if you don't raise your motor and you go low and you're driving around, I feel like you're always like anxious that you're gonna bust something up, and it's way more likely for it to happen when your motor's not raised. So yeah, so when I installed this kit, it was like pitch blackout, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I just kind of went outside and I was like, I want this motor raised tonight, and I just kind of started working on it, and I didn't get to film it because it was too dark, and I also didn't know what I was doing. So I wish I would have waited until it was lighter out and I could have recorded it, but we have more CB7s and I have more motor raised kits, so we can always make a video on that in the future. All right, guys, I have a special announcement to make. I'm very excited to tell you that we are officially sponsored by, drumroll please, MaxSpeedingRods.com. Wow! That's right. MaxSpeedingRods.com has officially sponsored our YouTube channel. If you guys need coilovers, suspension parts, turbos, pistons, anything from their website at all, use my code CostlyCB7 for 10% off your whole order. Big W's and big shout out, MaxSpeedingRods.com.